1,400 metres once more for race number 8. It's a Class 3 contest headed by Beauty Miles, who's another Derby entrant for John Moore. On debut, who's behind Conti. Barrier 9 for him this time round. Chimboro's behind Conti as well last time out. Sleep Education's come with Barrier 2. Infinity Endeavour was a winner 2 starts back. Star Shine makes his second appearance, 4th behind Captain Fortune on debut. Turin Red Star, no luck at all last start. Starship goes up in trip. CP Power, 2-time course and distance winner down to Little Island, who's on that cusp of a cast-off.
That he is. Ever Brave might be potentially the leader here. The other question mark runner is Flying Lover. He was a leader in Australia before coming to Hong Kong. He's done very little so far. He's been well beaten in all 3 starts, but he could be a pace influence here. Chimbora as well, possibly. Infinity Endeavour, CP Power can let the speed go. Turin Red Star might try and posse up a little closer from gate 1, but not a lot of notable pace.
Beauty Miles has only had the 1 start. It was a real tough run for him as well. He was 4-5 wide. But he's come on a lot since then. He's had a few foot problems since he's been here. But as you mentioned, Andrew, he is on the Derby trail. He's rated 80, so he'll need to do something shortly if they want to try and get him in the Derby. Star Shine, he went very well on his debut and he's come on, improved for that run. It was a good run from him when he ran 4th. He's got to overcome barrier 14. That's what makes it a little bit awkward for him. But his work's been good. And El Hero, I thought Dylan Moe had him pinging along nicely down the back straight as well. El Hero, he's going to come in here with a lightweight. He's a winner 2 starts ago. And he's moving well, so there's nothing wrong with him.
All right, OK. Well, it's going to start with Turin Red Star, who was luckless on his second start here. He had Barrier 1, he's got Barrier 1 once more, but it was just a sit-and-suffer job, unfortunately.
It's a bit of a horror movie, really, wasn't it, for those that were taking the $4 that were on offer. He just had nowhere to go. He just had to sit there. There was not an out at all. So you've almost got to pen the performance, but at the same time, you've got to take out of it what you can, and the fact is that he was very unlucky, and it would have been interesting to see where he finished. He should have definitely run second. I don't know whether he would have beat Star Majestic, but he looked pretty hard luck story type, didn't he?
Yeah, he'll start favourite, and I think he'll be tough to beat.
There is a chance the market will overreact to that, you know, the lucky horses. So
definitely
keep an eye on what that does with the price. CP Power, we haven't seen him for a little while. He's been off the track since the start of December. As I mentioned before, he's a 2-time course and distance
I've got both these horses in the tips, Andrew, CP Power and also Sleep Education. I like Sleep Education getting back to 1,400, drawn 2. He's got a good turn of acceleration. I think he'll run well. And CP Power, at the end of last season, was in good form. He won first up, and his 2 efforts so far in Class 3 have been very good. Tony Millard's stable's going quite nicely at the moment, and I do think he is a horse that can win in this class.
Yeah, I've got him in the numbers too, CP Power, because he does go well fresh, and as you say, he hasn't raced since December, and he's had plenty of work, so he's quite well prepared going into this.
All right, Sleep Education we saw there. This is actually his last start. Sleep Education finishes 5th here with Ever Brave, and Starship, it gets up in trip from the 12 to the 1,400.
Yeah, I think that's the key for Starship. I've got him in the numbers because I think he's a really nice horse. Up to 1,400 metres, he's coming in with a lightweight, barrier number 3. Ever Brave, the start before this was the better run when he ran 4th behind Victory Machine. But he was a little bit disappointed in this. He did pull a little bit, which maybe was a little excuse. I mean, the winner, Radiant Steed, won pretty impressively, so he wasn't too far away with the place gettings.
And came out and won again. You can see Sleep Education there, firing down the middle. I'm going to sit on the fence with Ever Brave. I think there'll be other races for him down the track. And Starship only wins bin in Class 4, so I've had enough of him too. I'm going to wait until he drops.
All right, OK, that was Starship. This is Star Shine on debut, finishing 4th to California Fortune. Infinity Endeavour was beaten favourite here.
Yeah, he's sort of won well, hasn't he, Infinity Endeavour, and then he's put in sort of just what looks to be more of an average performance. So I think you can't be too harsh on him. He's drawn well for Joe. I'll tip against him to win. Star Shine, the barrier turned me off. He's a nice enough horse. I think the horses that ran 3rd and 4th in this race can go on and prove themselves, but the barrier is very awkward.
Yeah, I left him out because of the barrier. I just thought it was a bit awkward. And look, I think Infinity Endeavour will end up starting favourite in this race, so I'm happy to take him on because I think he needs to put two together for me.
All right, I think he'd be better, hopefully, up over the 1,400 metres. But sounds like Turin Red Star for you,
Yeah, Turin Red Star, and he is the favourite at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised if Turin, the other one ends up starting favourite, Infinity Endeavour. There won't be much between them, but I've got him on top. We'll give Beauty Miles a chance because I think he's an improved horse, and his form from New Zealand was very good before he got here. Starship up to 1,400 metres will really suit him, and he comes in with a light weight, and CP Power will put him in there for fourth, but I think 7 will win it.
I've tipped him as well, but I think there are competitors in the race that potentially could roll him. Sleep Education's got a very good turn of acceleration. Infinity Endeavour has won 2 of his past 4, and CP Power, I think, is a horse that can win in the class. So I'm going to do a trio here. I'll banker the 7 with 4, 5, 10, and I'll just sneak in Starship. Because I know he's got a good turn of acceleration. I think he's better down in class and with cushion in the track, but from a trio perspective, I thought I'd sneak one more in.
Right, there you go. All right, I've got the same 4 as you in actual fact, Brett, but slightly different order, but yeah, Turin Red Star wins this for me.